If I just hold on, I'll reach the finish line. I trust in myself, though it starts slow. I know I can make the mile. Cause I know, yeah, I know I'm alive. Put all my fears behind. Taking flight.
So we're on Zoom. The girls have gone cyber. I mean, we've always been cyber.
Yeah.
Welcome back, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
How is everyone?
All right. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
It was weird.
We're this together.
Just a new way of working.
I'm kind of used to it, actually.
But guess what? We might be able to start deleting Zoom soon because we're going to be let out in 2 months, 3 months?
Hopefully 2 months.
I think it's 2 months.
We'll
How
see.
have you guys been doing?
Good. I'm just so ready for life again now. Like, I feel like I'm at that stage where I'm just like counting down the days until we can actually go outside, go to a beer garden and be normal.
Imagine that. That's what we're praying for, like to go to the beer garden.
I know.
That's so bad. I just hope that I'm out before my birthday because I can't have another quarantine birthday. I'm gonna be so upset.
When's your birthday?
The 9th of May.
We might be all right by then.
Yeah, I think it's like outdoor seating because I just got a message back from my work and they've said that it's 38 days till the restaurants open again. I don't even want to go back to work. That's just not even.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to go back, aren't you?
Yeah, but hopefully just 4 days a week, you know. It's fine. What have you guys been up to this part of the quarantine that we've been doing since December?
Since December?
Yeah, because you know, obviously was it the third?
Yeah, I don't know whether this is like the second or the third, but for me it feels like the third one. Like December was the second one where it was like all cold and depressing. And then the first one was summer where you were like sunbathing, drinking.
Yeah.
And then this one, it's been kind of like my detox one. So I went off social for a little bit, no alcohol, no sugar, running, yoga. And now I'm like, I've done that.
How does that feel?
Huh?
How do you feel?
No different, actually.
No different. Okay,
no,
so there's no point me doing that. No.
Like literally, like I went off social for like 2 months. And then I went back on it, it was fine. Like,
eat, pray, love, and feel exactly the same.
Didn't drink.
And then more the no sugar, no alcohol.
No, because you know what the thing was? I stopped alcohol and sugar, but then I just kind of made up with it with carbs. Like I just ate so many carbs. So I didn't feel, that much different. But it was still good. It was a good little challenge.
How many days ended now? Or was it like was it like a month thing or was it like a whole?
I did it from the 1st of Jan.
Okay.
I mean, you chose the most depressing month.
I know.
I don't get dry January.
I always said to myself, I wouldn't do dry Jan. I was like, no, too depressing. You need to drink in Jan. But then I was like, well, there's nothing to do anyway. There's nothing going on. So.
But it's not like if there's no drink there, you don't really necessarily want it. I don't know how your guys' brains work, but if it's not there, I'm not like, oh, we should go and get some drinks.
Yeah.
Something I would say.
Yeah, I'm more social drinker, like going out, I'll drink. But if I'm by myself and nothing's going on, then I probably wouldn't drink anyway.
Yeah.
Or maybe I would. Who am I kidding?
Throw it in there. So I've got a question for you guys.
Go for it.
We've been at home, third time now. And people have been going on dating apps. And I want to know, like, are you guys like on the apps? And if you are, what ones are you on? Just in case any of our viewers want to, swipe.
Swipe right.
Right.
Or is it left? I don't know. Swipe right sounds more positive, right?
That's right.
Go on, Larissa.
I'm not on an app because I met someone in the first lockdown through an app.
Woo!
So off that.
So it's clearly worked for you then.
You're spoken for.
Very much spoken for.
You're not going to
Net in
be
huh?
in Bridgerton. You're not going to join this season.
Oh yeah. I don't need to debut this season, so I'm fine.
Darling, sorry.
I think my debut would have happened about 15 years ago with how old I am now, but how young those girls are.
So, Shani, what about you?
I accepted the fact that I wasn't going to meet anyone, and I just used this time for myself, my family, and just kind of did my own thing, really. I'm quite, I mean, I have used apps and I think they're good. Yeah. I think a lot of my friends have actually met people through lockdown, and it's been really good because you get to know someone so much quicker because you've got no distractions during lockdown. So I think that's really good. But for me personally, I couldn't be bothered. Like, I just find them quite boring after a while. Small talk, and I need to know whether I've got that vibe with someone straight away. So I feel like I just like meeting people in real life rather than virtual. So I think I'm just, for myself, I was like, you know what, I'll just wait until life goes back to normal. Like, I'm not in a rush to meet anyone.
Yeah, I think
how I felt.
I'm not, do you know what it is? I'm not one for small talk. Like, it sounds really dumb because, you know, I love talking. She'll like, Arieleno. I just want to like give somebody like a document of like everything that they want to know, like first pet.
Oh my God, why don't you do that?
I actually might like make a little like thing so I can be like,
and then it's like, what have you got to say to me now?
Yeah, because I hate it. And at first it's like, oh, he's cute. And then you're just like, and then you start talking to him, it's just like,
it's the same conversation. It's
and
so
boys
boring.
have no sense of humor at all. Like, literally no sense of humor. Not funny, not smart. They also have so many spelling mistakes. That's another thing I'm not with. Like, did you go to school? Like, why did you
grammar.
You're like,
were either of you on Bumble?
No, you know what? I like the guy to talk first.
No,
I don't
like making the effort. Really, I'm like, come to me.
So I had a bog standard opening line for everyone, because I hated like looking at a profile and trying to work out like something to say. So I was like, my go-to line with everyone on Bumble was, so we've matched. Now let's get down to the important stuff. What's your favourite meal? And I only had, my main reason for this is I'm a massive carnivore. I can't do vegetarian, vegan. I would offend a vegetarian and vegan with how I eat. I eat bone marrow, burgers, steaks, everything. I don't go a day without meat. There's no way I could date someone. So I just go like, someone would go like, oh, I'm a vegan, so my favorite is avocado. And I'm like, well, you're dumb. I was like, mainly for two reasons actually. One, they're a vegan. I can't match with that. Two, an avocado is not a meal. So you didn't even read my question. So done. But yeah, my boyfriend now, he answered paella, how you say it. And I was like, right, so that's got fish, meat, chicken, everything. I was like, great. I was like, instantly, I was like, we'll know we'll match in food. Him.
And then you was like, yeah, picking out the wedding dress.
Yeah, done. So I was like, yeah, that was my go-to. I was like, I need to whittle people down a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
I'm a bit lazy like that. I don't even do that.
But I'm lazy. That's why I had one line, and it was copy and paste. It was like insert name.
Good. What about you, Erica? Do you use them? Are you on one? And if so, which one?
Not gonna tell you. So I've like skimmed on all of them, but then like deleted them after like 2 days. So I was like, this is so stupid. But the last one I joined was the one that everybody's like obsessed with right now, which is Hinge.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, boys are just dry. Like, I just think maybe it's just like actually like via text, like people can be so different. You meet them in person and they're just like either so much better or so much worse.
Yeah.
So I just think like it's not a good tell on how people are. But what I did like about Hinge, even though I didn't use it because I thought it was a bit weird, but if you did want to, on Hinge they've got like an inbuilt like video call. So
okay.
you can call the
Intense.
people and like talk to them on, but so maybe you get like just like a little bit of like, you know, gauge like how they like interact like verbally, you know, talking to them and stuff. But yeah, I'm not for the apps. I'm really not. So I'll wait. But with saying that as well, I want to ask you guys, how have you, if you have started any kind of relationship with anybody, like how have you dealt with that during the lockdown? Like, have you like come up with like new ideas, or have you just like been less inclined to even see anybody? Like, what have you done to like maintain your relationships throughout the lockdown?
Yeah, well, in the beginning, it was park dates, a lot of that, because actually when we first met, pubs were only doing takeaway, so they weren't even open in the beer gardens yet or anything. It eventually got to that point, and then when it got serious, we were like, right, we'll bubble. That's my bubble, so I could see him whenever, and same with me. And now we're moving in, so worked out quite well, really.
Yeah.
But no, it was quite easy. I think when we met, restrictions were just about lifting, ever so slightly. So you could eat and dine, you could dine and drink outside, which was a lot easier. When we first met, also the pubs were doing takeaway pints. You could sit on the greens, so we did a lot of that. It was like navigating it, but then it just became quite easy, because I think also you don't find things tough when you want to see the person. You wouldn't think that these restrictions are getting in your way if you want to see them. You just be like, oh, it's fine, we'll just work around it.
Do you think lockdowns kind of like accelerated your relationship? Like, do you think you'd be moving in with him if you hadn't spent like, would you have spent as much time with him if it wasn't lockdown? And would you be living with him now if it was normal life? What do you reckon?
I'd say yeah, because we're both quite.
You're in that stage of life where
we're in that, both of us stage of life, and then also we're very traditionalist. So like as soon as we started talking, both came off the app straight away. Didn't mix anything. Weren't dating anybody else either way.
That's really cute.
And we both should have been. I've always said I should have been born in the 50s because I'm too old, like old-hearted. Like I love. Just I want that natural relationship of like a husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, you know, like the nice dynamic, old school, traditional, not new age, everyone.
But you are new age because you met on an app.
But I'm new age because we met on an app. So we're the most unlikely pair.
You wouldn't have met him if you were in 1950s.
No, oh well, yeah, no.
We would also be allowed to be friends because in 1950, racism is still rife, like it is today.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. But I think no, yeah. But by no means took 1950s more along. I think people took people seriously before.
Yeah, I know. The whole like
take people seriously that easily because they feel like they need to be proved. They need to have something proved to them to then go, right, I'm taking this person seriously. Whereas like old dating, it was like you were kind of seeing someone that was you were definitely dating and you were definitely together and you took each other seriously until it didn't work out or it did. And I feel like that's how I'm old school. Like I'm not a multi-dater. I can't do it. I even felt bad talking to a couple of people at a time. So
no, I would agree with you. I can't. I'm like either focused on one person or no one.
And we were both like that. So I think regardless of lockdown or not, we would have still been in the same boat, like moving in by now. Maybe quicker. We couldn't see places for a little while.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That is sweet.
I think this lockdown and just being at home has made me realize how important it is to meet people. Like you think that you'd be able to meet somebody online and like proper kick it off, but it's made me realize that I can't do it. I have to actually like see these people out. Like
when people are texting, they've got time to think about a reply. Like in real life, it's it's an instant. You know how you get their personality way quicker.
Yeah, and I'm also terrified of getting catfish. Like,
yeah.
And do you know what? People say that you can't get catfish now. Like, you'd be really dumb to get catfish, but it's possible. Because
I mean, MTV's on like their 10-year anniversary of Catfish, so definitely can.
Yeah. And I'm so awkward.
A bit mad. Like, don't get that wrong. There's some catfish stories. It's just like, mate. One time I saw somebody said they only had one picture of the person and they've only spoken over the phone.
I know. Some people are just like, what are you thinking?
My favourite ever catfish story was the guy who was utterly convinced he was talking to Katy Perry and was like, he was then proved it wasn't Katy Perry. Like, the team went to they went to
London, like UK, didn't they?
Yeah, and he was like, no, it's still Katy Perry. And then he eventually bought that it wasn't. Like, he was convinced by Neve and Max. And then they did their whole check-in a few months later. He's like, no, I think it was Katy Perry. I think you were all pulling your wool over my eyes. Like, I know it's her. She writes the lyrics for me.
Man.
I wonder what she thinks. I wonder what he thinks right now. She's had a baby with Orlando Bloom.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, no, that's my baby. So that was my favourite episode.
Weird.
My other favourite episode was when the two girls went off. Yes, there was two mates who one was supporting the other one, trying to find out who this person was, and they got taken to this derelict town, like this line of all deserted houses, like boarded up deserted, like no one's definitely living on that street. And then they're knocking on the windows and doors, and the girl goes to give us up, and she goes, "Give up, it was me. I catfished you. I was the person." And the girl's like there, like nearly in tears, and she's like,
"Wait, it was her friend."
That? Yeah, it was a friend who was helping her find the person. And then she went, "Why did you do that to me?" She went, "You called me fat." And that was it. I was like, bold.
Some part of me believes that some of these stories are low-key like staged, because it's too, some of the stories are just too extreme to the point where it's just like, what? Like, this is insane. This is definitely staged.
Or people just like make it up just to get on TV. Yeah.
You need to see the one. I think it was I watch way too much of this. I know all these, but Machine Gun Kelly. Person, and it turns out the woman who was saying about being catfish, it was all a lie. It was her who staged it all. Like, she convinced someone to do the messages to pretend to be catfish. She wanted 15 minutes of fame. And I'm not kidding. The anger out of that team was insane. They were like, you waste our time. So yeah, some of them are very orchestrated.
So even talking, okay, so you get about so we were just talking about catfish, yeah? And when it comes to, okay, so you know how you can get catfish by somebody you know, right? Like, I think 7 times out of 10, the catfish is somebody you know, right? So have either of you guys been catfished before? Ever?
No.
At all? Never?
No, but you've got like the catfish where they look like slightly different from their photos. You know, they've got like different angles.
Extreme, like it's a man, but then you find that it's like
nothing extreme. But then you turn up and you're like, oh, and then you just have to kind of put up with it. Like, I'm not the type of person to be like, you look nothing like your photos.
You're like, oh, it's so good to see.
So nice to meet you.
I'm so bad with conversation. Like, I'll just like. Because
then it's just mean. Why would you? Yeah, you just like, okay, I'm never seeing you again. But
yeah, I'm not savage like that. So when it comes to people like DMing you guys, like how do you handle that? Like, do you always message people back? Are you like looking through to see,
I mean, I really don't get that many DMs.
The DMs?
Gonna say I've not had any.
Are your Instagram accounts closed or open?
Close.
Okay, so that's probably why. So I
think mine's open, but I just don't. Not that I don't want any. I don't feel like I'm missing out. I don't feel like a baptism of fire or anything.
And if I did receive them,
I'd be like,
who else are you emailing? Like, emailing? Who else are you emailing?
Oh my gosh! No, sometimes you get interesting ones. Like when you get like a random like blue tick. That's interesting.
Oh, you get blue tick.
But like nobody I'm interested in. Like
who?
I'll tell you, after the show who's messaged me.
Okay, what's your favorite one? What's your favorite message you've got?
My favorite message was, it was actually, it's not even anything like sweet or anything. He just said I was pretty, and I was just so excited, just based on.
So would you be interested in someone if they DM'd you? Like, would you start talking to them from
Depends. That? Just depends on what
they look like.
No, what I mean is that if it's somebody I don't know, I'd be hesitant. But if I can see that we've got like, usually you tend to have mutuals, and I'm just like crossing my fingers, like I really hope like one of my actual friends is like mutuals with them, and then I'll DM my friend first and be like, oh, like what's the 41411 on this guy? I don't even know why I said 41 because I don't even talk. But like, what's it like? You have to do like CRB check. You need to do a little check. She's like, oh yeah, got the green light. Then I'll be like, hey, what's going on? It's like, I'm great like in the DMs, but I don't. It's not even a bad. Like I don't like air DMs. I tend to answer them all, but sometimes it's
thank you for reaching out, but no thank you.
No, thank
kind of thing.
Yeah.
You sound like a robot, Larissa.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
That's my normal voice, guys.
I think it's your.
Again?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a Teams meeting without a problem. Or Zoom. I don't know what one. What's the phone?
But yeah, DMs. If someone was cute, I would just automatically think that they would like copied and paste the message of like, don't trust you. Fuck.
Do you know what the worst is? Yeah, when somebody DMs you and then deletes the message. Like,
why do people do that?
Because they don't want the partner searching their phone and seeing
like,
that.
You get a message back. Okay, so for example,
yeah,
I'm not gonna say that. I'll tell you guys later. But so this person's messaged me, and I got the message in the morning, and I saw it, and I was freaking out. So instead of like responding, I didn't want to look like too thirsty, so I had to just let the message marinate. But then throughout the whole day, like I was messaging all my friends, like, oh my god, look how message me. And then by the end of the day, like he deleted the message, like it had never happened.
Too long.
You lost your chance.
No, but it was like he messaged me at like 9 a.m. Like who's even up at that time? And then by the time I messaged him, it was like
loads of people.
You said what?
Loads of people. This is why I'm like.
Yeah, but you wouldn't reply back at 9 a.m. would you?
When I woke up in the morning, like,
phone,
hey,
you're getting a reply.
That's weird. So
if I'm on my phone, you're getting a reply. I don't play games. Like this is what I think is another issue. Don't play games. If you want to message someone, message.
I was doing my checks. Like I didn't want to even the conversation.
It's not a game.
Like you
it's
were
like
showing your friends
make out you have a life.
Show my friend that he messages like, what do you think? And then they're like, he's good. And then you message. But it's fine because I saw him in person and he's got a horrible personality. That was the end of the story. So
that's fine.
Like all worked out because
I live under the thing like it takes 30 seconds to send a message. It really does. Like just send a message if you want.
I know, but
he somewhere.
It's hot. Like he wasn't there was nothing else.
But that's fine.
So you didn't message back then? I mean, or did you message like, oh hi, saw you deleted the message? I
had to pretend like he didn't send the message because it was supposed to be like you sent it and then I didn't see it because I hadn't responded. So when I saw him in person, I was like, oh hi. They're like, oh, this is Erica. And I'm like, hi. Like you messaged me, you know, and I know, but we'll never talk about it. So yeah.
I wish you'd just spoken about it. That would have been funny.
I would have been like, you deleted your message, so I couldn't reply.
That is so. Now, if he came for me, like, let's say, you know what? I'm always thinking. Like, do you do this?
They made the first move.
Okay, wait. I have to tell you something so funny. Okay, so like sometimes in the middle of the night, I saw this meme, yeah, and I literally do this. Like, I'll be in my bed, and I will literally think of an argument, like somebody that's pissed me off, and I'll think about like something I could have said back to them. So. if he did come for me, I would have brought it up, but we didn't argue, so there was nothing. Like I didn't need to be like.
You had it ready.
Yeah, but in the middle of, you know, how when you're in bed, you just like. Anyway, I know I'm crazy, but yeah. Hey, so we're back and we're here welcoming Malika.
Hi.
Girl, so
Thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome. I mean, the journey wasn't that far, so I didn't.
It's quite easy, isn't it? There's no commute anywhere.
How long was your journey?
No, honestly, like I text your producer at like 7 and I was like, oh, is it okay to like log in? And he was just like, no, girl, 7:30. Like, please don't be so eager.
He was on time, so we're thankful.
Yes, thanks.
Nice.
So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do?
I am a singer and a songwriter. I'm also the host of a new IGTV show thing called Malika Talks, where I've been speaking to women of color. It's a partnership with She Said So. And I've been speaking to women of color within the creative and music industries, just about different experiences. So the first person I spoke to was Rosanna, and she is of mixed race heritage, part Guyanese, but she sort of looks a bit Indian-y, and we kind of bonded over that. Like, I'm part Guyanese, my mum's mixed race, there's a whole lot of stuff going on in here. But, you know, I don't, and I've got a younger brother who looks white, who is obviously part Guyanese, part white through my mum. So we kind of really bonded and had a really like the most amazing chat over that. And she also works in PR, and that was initially what we were going to talk about. And then it just went down this whole rabbit hole. My last guest was Hannah V, who's a female producer, worked with Stormzy, JP Cooper. And my next guest on the 11th of March will be Planet Alex, who is a promoter and an event person. So I'm doing that, but primarily my day job is a singer and a songwriter.
Amazing. And you've done, like, your career is amazing so far. Like, you've done, like, you've worked with amazing people, like your songs have done so well. How has it been for you being like a woman in the industry, the music industry?
I don't know, that's a difficult question, because I think that there are different barriers to entry. I think that there are systemic racial issues that are going on in all industries. I think that there are issues being a female in all levels of industry. Do you know what I mean? I think the age plays a part. I think my specific journey, I've been really lucky that like I have songs that people gravitate to.
Yeah.
Keeps me working. So they may not like me, but they just like the one song from like 3 years ago, and they'll be like, oh my days, I used to love that song, can you work with me? And I'm just like, sure.
Yeah.
I haven't really had that many sort of challenges. I don't think that
That's amazing though. That's good. So what was it that kind of led you to be a songwriter? Like, how did you get into it?
My dad used to be a manager and a producer
Cool.
back in the day, so I've like grown up in the studio and stuff like that. But I don't know, like I won my first talent contest when I was 5. Like my dad worked in music as well, had a radio station, like a pirate radio station, so I've always been around,
been a part of your life.
Yeah. And I think my love of words and songwriting and stuff, like that was definitely from a young age. Like the first song I wrote was when I was about 6, and my parents had just broken up, and it was about a man and a woman who get mugged and killed. And then,
oh my god, deep.
Okay, girl.
Do you still have that song?
I do. I could literally play it for you. Like I could just, it's like they had a daughter. I was obviously the daughter. Forget like my brothers and sisters. Like it was just me. And then he got mugged and killed. But it was like There once was a mother and father who had a lovely child.
I
Again,
love that you remember it still.
Girl.
yeah,
And
I feel like that's like your Batman origin story, because that's what kind of happened there. And I absolutely love that you were 6.
I know. I don't know whether this was. Sorry, go on.
my mum was a bit worried at first. She was like, "What's wrong with this child?" But
I mean, talented from 6. That's amazing. I don't know whether this was like a normal, like most people, like younger children wanted to be a songwriter, because I actually wanted to be a songwriter as well. And I think I heard one song and I was like, I want to write my own song as well. So I remember I went round to my auntie's house and we wrote this song, and it was the worst thing ever. And I still remember it was like, I'm gonna put my dancing shoes on, like, you know, like the typical like child writing a song, like awful. Yeah. And I was like, okay, this is not for me. But it's very
well, at least
and I just know how hard it is to write a song. Like where's your inspiration come from? Is it always from your life?
A lot of it is from my life. I mean, my first EP, Songs About C, like that was about that. To be honest with you, my manager at the time, he suggested, like, I was going through a really bad breakup, because I wanted it to be called like All You Never Knew, like revealing another side of me kind of thing. He was like, no, we should call it Songs About C. And I cussed him out. Like, I remember he called me and I was like, how dare you, I'm going through this breakup and you want to monetize the like, I went mad. And then one day I was just like, actually, let's call it Songs About C. Like, that's fine. In that, I wrote about essentially like my breakup, like how much I love this person, to like the pain that I was going through, to me really just wanting to be back together with him, to me like finding myself. So I really do write from a place of experience. But I think that definitely with time and more experience, I've learned to write just like I can write other people's stories as well. And sometimes that's more interesting.
Yeah.
Is that what happens then? Do you actually get people to like telling you their story and then you will write a song for them? Is that kind of how it works then? And it's not just you kind of writing your personal experiences and then giving it to someone.
I think there's no one way. Like, I don't have one way of writing. Like, some people, they write in their head, some people they get on the mic and they sing some melodies and then they write the words. Some people like come in with there's like no rules to this. But me personally, I don't have a way. But if I'm writing for another artist, so let's say for example Madonna, who I met one time in the toilet at a studio. I'd never written for her though.
As you do.
But I have met her. But yeah, like say example, Madonna wants a song. She might have just gotten married, for example. And she might be like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm so in love. And then I just take that story and I'll write a song for her based on what she's going through in her life. And that's sometimes how it works. And then other times you could write for Madonna, she might not take it, and then it will end up with Little Mix, and like the song will have its own meaning to them.
Yeah, it's cool.
Who's who's an artist that you were really excited to work with and wrote a song for? Go on, say Beyonce.
No, I've not worked with Beyonce. I've been really excited to work with this might be an unpopular person to say right now, but I was excited to do some stuff with okay, no. All right, fine. I was gonna say Wiley, like that was quite exciting when I got to do some stuff with him. Like he just emailed me one day out of the blue and was just like, yo, like, do you want to do something? like
Email probably looked literally like that as well.
It kind of was just that. But probably Basement Jacks. That was like really, cool. really. It was one of my first not sessions, because I've grown up doing sessions like with my dad and stuff. But one day I was just at home and I was like, I want to do this music thing, and I just went on the computer. I went on the computer to look for record companies and stuff, and Basement Records came up as like the first company on Google. So I called them up, and this guy picked up the phone. I was just like, oh, hi, yeah, I'm a singer, whatever. I ended up sending him one of my songs, invited me down to their studios, which were in Brixton at the time. So I went down to the studio, ended up doing this session, and like I didn't realize at the time that it was Basement Jaxx. I just thought it was, I didn't know, I didn't put two and two together. Then I walk in and I see like their Brit Awards, and I see like
Oh my God, so
like,
cool.
nominations.
Love Basement Jaxx.
Literally, and I was like, no, this is actually cool. Jack.
Actually happening.
So and then I ended up doing a song with them and Khalees, which ended up on their Scars album. Like the song's called Scars, and it ended up on their Scars album. And then I did something else on their last album called We Are Not Alone as well. So yeah, they're really fun guys.
I can imagine.
Those two sessions must have been insane, because you know they just get it.
Yeah.
Like honestly, it was a weird experience. Like Simon, there's two of them. Simon is like super cool, like more kind of chilled in the back, doesn't really say anything, whatever. And then Felix, like when I was in the booth, he was like coming up to me and he was like, okay, be like, wah! And then I'd have to be like, wah! On the record. And in my head, I'm thinking, what is going on? This is mad. And he would just like pop up into the glass and then disappear and like pop up. No, this is mad. But if you listen to music, like now it's so funny. Anytime I hear a Basement Jaxx song, like I more listen to like those weird sounds and stuff, and often they're in their music, and because I've worked with them, like I know that's just Felix on the mic trying out different sounds and styles, and then they play with different, like they're so talented, but they're so different as well.
So cool.
Yeah.
During this lockdown, like how have you like survived it being an artist? Because obviously there's not really that much live, obviously there's no live performances. So what have you done? Like have you gone like, you know, the IGV Instagram lives? Have you done like virtual shows, or what have you been doing as an artist during this lockdown?
Do you know what? I've kind of just used the time to just regroup more than anything. I released 2 projects. I released like a 90s mixtape, which is currently exclusively on my SoundCloud, but I'm going to move it to like all the DSPs eventually. And then I also put out an actual EP called Tension, which did like quite well. Ace said it was like one of the best R&B EPs to come out of the UK, which was such like an amazing compliment, especially from somebody like Ace. So I've more just been like taking that time to just like record and also spend time in my archive. Like I said, been writing songs since I was like 5, 6. So I have a lot of stuff, and I'm a perfectionist and tend to hold on to stuff that I don't need to. So I'm working on like going back through the archives, finding some gems, tidying them up so that I can give them to the world.
Oh, it's exciting. So we might be hearing your age 6 song coming out soon.
I can't wait. I'm gonna play for all my friends.
In the club.
I mean, maybe not the age 6 one, but yeah, like
TikTok dance, you don't know.
For real, like the mother and father. I'm not even gonna say the mother and father dance. Like it's not even, God forbid. But yeah.
Have you tried? Do you perform on like TikTok and social media and Instagram Live?
Really, I'm not like not really. Yeah, not really.
It's just not your kind of thing you want to do, or just haven't?
I'm working on it. I'm working on being better at it. I'm actually in the process of putting together like a load of like Instagram videos of just of me like singing and stuff. But I don't know if that's necessarily my skill set. Like I can sing live, it's not a problem, but it's just not something that I maybe just have like the confidence in. But I think it's probably because I'm a perfectionist as well. Like I'll listen to something and I'll like be like, oh no, that one note on that 5th line that nobody's ever gonna hear, and that was off. Do you know what I mean? And then it gets wrong. Like it's okay.
do you think that's why I don't know if you, like, is songwriting easier in that sense where you feel like you can kind of step back a bit and not have to be such a perfectionist on who performs it?
Yeah, definitely. Like, because I think, because where I'm at, like at the moment, I don't have management, so I'm doing a lot of stuff for myself. I'm looking for management, which is fine, and I'm very, very lucky that I have the relationships and the connections that I do have. I can like reach out to different people and be like, hey, the song's out, can you play it, or can you premiere this, or I'm very, very lucky because some people don't have those opportunities. But sometimes it does just get overwhelming, like writing the song, recording the song, then being responsible for the promotion of it, and like chasing people up, like if they don't post it or they post it on the wrong day, or they spell my name wrong, or that there's a lot of that goes into it. When I write for other people, it is probably like the most fun I have, because all I have to do is just go in there, write a song. If you don't like the chorus or you don't like the idea, like it's no problem. We can just scrap it, go again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then I just give it to you and I leave. I don't have to worry if it.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about any of that. So yeah, I do love songwriting.
Talking about writing, so do you prefer to write in the studio, or like maybe like in a place, like a safe place, like maybe like your home, or like, I don't know, people have like weird places where they write. I want to know, like, do you go anywhere to write? Do you feel, or
No,
is it just
I,
write anywhere?
I don't have a process. I just have been doing this for so long. Like I probably write the best like in the bathroom. Like I have a thing about, like, even when I go out, like I'll just always go to the toilet and I'll like sing, and my mum kind of has a joke about it, like, oh, you always got to go to the bathroom, like, but I'll just go into the bathroom and sing. Like when I was younger, she would just catch me in the bathroom just singing because of the acoustic. Like, can you
I used to love that, like singing.
Yeah.
holding up the line and I could just hear you singing in the hallway. But yeah, I don't have a process. Like often, like if I'm cleaning my house, I'll just come up with an idea. I literally have no process.
Yeah.
Good. At least then you can, as you know, if you're stuck in a process, it's kind of harder. I don't know, having a ritual makes it harder, doesn't it?
Yeah, imagine if you're rigid with it, you'll be like,
yeah,
oh, it's not coming to me now. So this is all
like you're being in a studio, like, no, I need to go to the toilet.
Whereas you're like, I just need to, you can text a mate and go, can I borrow your bathroom for an hour? Just some inspiration.
Literally, okay, a meme in there somewhere.
So what is kind of like your ambitions? Like where is like your end career goals? So you've got so many like different kind of avenues going on at the moment. Is there like one thing you'd like focusing on, or do you love just getting involved in everything? And
I think I'm working on a few things, like you say. So I don't know if I could actually say exactly what the end goal is, but I've definitely got some new music coming. I'm hoping to have a new song like anytime now, if I can sort it out. But yeah,
I love the way you're like, yeah, it's out in about 58 minutes.
1, 2.
It's like sort out all the behind the scenes. But yeah, so I'm working on some stuff to hopefully come out like April, like May, June-ish.
Perfect timing when everyone's allowed out.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like more stuff that you need to be in your house to listen to. It's not even like no like jump up. So maybe
that's still fine.
I'm releasing at the wrong time maybe, but stuff that I'm really, really proud of, really, really excited about. Yeah, just follow that up with like a single, an EP, an album. Get together with like management, build my team, just the usual thing. Maybe a label.
So exciting.
Yeah.
With recording and going to the studio, I've got a question for you. So do you have any like crazy stories about things that have happened in the studio? Like it could even be a horror story, it could be something funny, but
that you didn't have to sign an NDA for.
Yeah. Wink if you're in trouble.
No. I've actually never signed an NDA. I'm trying to think of like, I've not. I it depends what you mean by like crazy stories.
Has anybody ever tried something of you in the studio? Because I feel like when so I used to sing and stuff, and I feel like sometimes when it comes with females going to the studio, when there's going to be like loads of men, like they're just always trying something. So not always, but you know, it's just like a bit of like a little, you can just sense it sometimes.
Do you know what? I've had one experience with a DJ.
Always the DJ or the drummer, one of the two.
To be honest with you, nobody ever really tries it on with me, and I don't know why. Like this, I
Don't
don't.
be scary. I'll tell you that. I feel like you could fight in a good way. Like you're cute, but like I wouldn't.
I appreciate that, and I was gonna be like, no, I'm not scary. But then on the other hand, it's like I'm not trying to be like assaulted, so maybe it's cool. But yeah, no, I have been lucky. There's been like one situation when I was working with somebody years ago, and they were just being like quite inappropriate to the point where like the other guy in the studio had to say, "Yo, what's wrong with you, dude?" Like, do you know what I mean? And like,
yeah.
Thank God that person was there. Do you know what I mean? So,
I mean, it wouldn't have gone anywhere because I think like I'm not afraid to say like what I'm not afraid to kind of stick up for myself in any eventuality, but like, and obviously like you never know or whatever, but it wasn't like nobody like pinned me down or whatever, but there was just like we did a couple of sessions, and then once there was like some really weird questions or behavior, and then like the other time then it was even weirder. Like I can't explain it into too much detail, but yeah, like, but for the most part, for as long as I've been doing music, I've probably had maybe like 2 or 3.
Yeah. And did you have to work with that person again, or was that kind of like the last time you saw them?
No, I actually went back to the sessions a couple of times, but I think that if I really felt like unsafe or like really unsafe, like it more was just like, are you okay? Like maybe you're even not like a bit high, like on some kind of drug. Like it was just weird.
Yeah.
But if I really felt like my life would end or whatever, like that kind of like I would all be like, and their name is ladies. Do you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be something that I would have done what I needed to do, because that is like that's not a space that any person, male or female, you shouldn't feel unsafe in an environment that should just be like just your work environment.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to somebody like that's coming up, maybe to be like more cautious and feel and stay safe in the industry, or like in the studio, for example? Like what's something that you'd give advice about? I know obviously you've not had an experience, but maybe something that you do to ensure your safety. Work with people you don't necessarily know, maybe.
I would say like there's one thing that like I'm really bad at. It's like letting people know where I am. Like when you're working in music, there's been times where like I've been in a session and then somebody else has come in and been like, oh yo, do you want to go to another session after? I'm like, yeah, cool. Like, and I don't really know them, but they might be like a known artist, or do you know, but I don't know you. Or like there'll be other times when like my previous management like would send me to like just send me an address, and it would end up being like somebody's house. And I remember I went to this one producer's house, and I was in their bedroom, and that's not that unusual. Do you know what I mean? Because people have setups in their house. Even before lockdown, they had setups in their house, they had setups in their bedroom. But in my head, I was just like, no, I'm really in this person's house, sitting on their bed. Like, I don't know them. Like,
that's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like I said, that's not unusual, because people have sessions in their home all the time. But I would say really like let people know where you are, like turn on your location, and of course somebody can snatch you, make you lose your phone or whatever. But at least there's like a point of reference. But I don't want to necessarily speak like that's a normal thing, because like just because like you're in the studio, like things can happen to you anywhere. It's walking down the street, walking to your car, God forbid. Like, do you know what I mean? So um I do have like a trick when I'm leaving the studio late at night. I will I will walk with my car key, but I'll have the key like through my middle finger, like so. And this is one thing my auntie told me. She was like, you walk with that key, you put it between your finger, and if anybody comes to get you, you cut them. So like, but that is just something like, because sometimes studios aren't in the best of areas as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like that is something that I do, or even like when I'm out, if I'm walking back to my car after a night out or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like those kind of things. So.
Yeah. It's all about having kind of your wits about you as well, isn't it?
Yeah, like,
having your wits about you and letting people know where you are. I think that's kind of so important.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't even feel like it's even about like even going to studio. I just feel like being a woman in general, just always feeling the need to always be safe is something I always think about, like subconsciously. Like even me and my friends have, obviously like if you've got an iPhone, you know you can put your location on. So me and a couple of my friends have each other on location just in case. So like if my mom was looking for me, they could like, she could call one of my friends and then be like, oh, she's here or something, or she was last seen here. I think it's just really important to make sure. First I thought people were trying to be in my business, but then I actually thought about it and was like, if I died, I wanted to at least know that I was, at Sainsbury's at 4 p.m. kind of thing,
It's so important. I have that with my cousin, especially like during lockdown, because I live by myself and not too far from my mum's, but I still live by myself.
Yeah.
So when I would go for like walks and stuff, I'd had this agreement with my cousin, like I'll message you when I'm leaving and I'll message you when I get in, because where I live, like it's a nice area, but like there's loads of, like literally on the opposite side of my drive, like there's a massive field, like there's a massive field. The cows go in the field. The cows come and try and get close to my car. Like when I pull in, they look at my car like, what are you doing here? Like it's massive. And then like there's farms around, there's woods and stuff like that. So when I do go out, like it's not even a case that somebody could snatch me up. Like I literally legit could just fall down a ditch. Do you know what I mean? So at least if my cousin's got my location, and God forbid like my battery dies or something, because my battery stays on 10%, she can like at least when she like, but maybe like 3 days, but then they'll worry.
Yeah.
How have you guys found lockdown?
Oh, girl, I'm ready to come out. Like a baby been in the womb for 9 months. Like I'm ready for my debut.
I feel like everyone feels like that now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my outfit ready, laid out in front of me the next day. Like, yeah.
What is the first thing that you guys are gonna do on April 12th? Because I think that's the first day, right?
Yeah. I wanna have a picnic if it's nice that day.
Oh, you can do a picnic now. Can you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Unless you live with them.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Picnic, beer garden. I think just anything that is anything opening. It's like the normal shops, right?
It's gonna be you can sit down to eat, but only outside.
Perfect. That's what I'll do.
Yeah. I don't know about shops though, like the high street.
Shops open. Shops of April. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I really miss? Gigs. Going to gigs.
I miss gigs
and festivals like that. That part I just can't wait for.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good when that's all back to normal.
I know. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah. So how? Oh, sorry.
No, you go, girl. It's cool.
No, you go.
I should go.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, where can we find your podcast? You said podcast or IGTV? Sorry, IGTV story.
It's on IGTV. Yeah.
So tell us where we can like find you, your music, your socials. Give us
What's your app?
Your apps.
Okay, so I've managed to get everything in line, and I'm really proud of myself. So you just got to remember one, and you can find me everywhere apart from OnlyFans.
Okay.
So it's just Malika official, and the O of the official is the number 0, not the O.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
Love it.
But yeah, literally Malika official on everything. Yeah, Malika on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon, YouTube Music, all that good stuff. And I suppose it's like a talk show interview stuff. I need to figure out what exactly it is that I'm doing. I've just sitting down with some mates talking about some stuff that I think is funny and interesting.
Yeah.
You can find that on IGTV, She Said So. I'm currently partnering with She Said So, they are an international platform for women, non-binary, all different types of women in creative.
Amazing.
Yeah, they're a really cool brand to be associated with.
Really nice.
Cool. We will give you a follow.
Thanks.
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely give that. She says so a follow because I'm in the creative industry. I haven't really heard about it. I'll give that a look.
Yeah,
for
same
sure.
actually.
They're really cool. They've got like companies like all around the world, and they do like loads of different collaborations with just different people, and but it's mainly women, female based, so it's like a nice hub, and it was just a really nice place to start the Malika Talks brand, and we can just see where it's going to go.
Love
Amazing.
it. Definitely give that a look.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Your
It's
voice
been
is
so nice to meet you.
Yeah, I was thinking when you were talking, I was like, your voice is awesome. Like
it's like
you have the most like pleasant, lovely tone.
Calming
Like,
voice.
I love it.
Talking voice.
Yeah.
You have a beautiful tone.
Of this so I can send it to some people because they banned me from talking on my songs. Like they're like
What?
worst.
No, you've got like a really gentle, lovely tone.
oh, like
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
it's like
I was like halfway through, I was thinking, she could read me a bedtime story. It's quite nice.
So that should be the next thing you do.
Yeah. Should that be the next one? So
should do like voiceovers and stuff.
Yes.
from your mouth to God's ears, you lot's mouth to God's ears. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Time for a game.
Woo!
So we normally play this, but today we're flipping it up that we're going to see. Shani is going to answer questions about what would Erica do. So we'll see how many she gets right. If you're ready to start, I shall read. So, Erica is without her phone for a full week. What
For a week
would she
or
do
4 weeks?
for a full week? 1
4
week.
weeks.
What would she do to occupy her time? And proceed.
Okay. Wait. I feel like it's going to be too small. Okay, ready, Erica?
I think you can make it happen.
I feel like I need to explain what my answer is because it might sound a bit rude.
Do we answer now? Do we answer as we
Yeah,
go?
go on. Okay,
Let's answer as
I've
we
got
go.
mine ready, but you need to say first.
Okay.
So,
Just a reminder. So Erica's without her phone for a full week. What would she do to occupy her time? Charlie?
Okay, so I said, don't be offended. Oh, wait.
put your brightness down.
Sorry. Oh, wait. Can you see that?
That's better.
Okay, I said make herself pretty. So by this I meant do your nails, your hair,
Self-care.
And just do that for like a full week. Just have like a spa hamper day week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally hilarious. So I said cook food, watch Netflix, self-care.
Self-care.
So
you
close.
You were really close. 1 out of 3.
Woo!
Not quite the song, but it was good.
Okay.
But on to number 2.
Bring it on.
You have the opportunity to meet your ex, to ask or do whatever you want. Murder is off the table. What would Erica do?
I have the opportunity to meet my ex.
Yeah. And do whatever you want, but you can't murder them.
Oh.
What would Erica do?
Okay.
The fact she's not writing is a bit worrying.
Oh.
I'm done. I got it.
Okay.
Shani, you ready?
I'm not going to show the screen. I've said get him to buy her food.
True, but that's not what I wrote. I said say something rude and walk past.
Oh, I don't even get any food from him.
Nah, not from him. I don't want nothing to do with him.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'm not actually doing that well.
It's something I would do. It's something I would do, but not with this sex.
Okay.
So we've given half a point to the first answer and 0 for this one so far. So let's see if we could get
Don't know.
3 to even it out.
No, you at all. Okay.
So Love Island has approached Erica to join the latest season. So there's a catch.
I would love that.
There's a catch. They have told you to be controversial for ratings. What would Erica do?
Controversial.
You have to be controversial.
It's always me.
What would Erica do?
I mean,
I think it might be controversial.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
So I said get her tits out, and I don't. No, I said steal someone she doesn't like, man. Is that what you heard?
Did you write that?
Steal someone's man. And that said start fights for no reason. Start fights for no reason.
Yeah. Okay.
Definite
point to me.
Full point for Shani. So we're on to the last question.
Okay.
I didn't write these before. For once in your life, you are wrong and your partner is right. How would you apologize if you are even going to apologize at all, Erica? That's why I said I didn't write.
These questions are definitely for me.
How would she apologize?
Yeah, if she was to. You have to imagine you would apologize, Erica.
I'm gonna message Mike after this. Shani's got a long answer, boy.
No, I haven't written anything. I'm struggling.
I have my answer.
And for context,
okay, I kind of know
Erica
what.
likes to say she's never wrong, and all men are wrong.
Men are.
So my answer would be like you would apologize, but you'd say, but you still are an ass, you know? Like you'd say you wouldn't let him have like the full sorry.
Okay, true, but that's not what I wrote though.
Damn.
I would just have to die.
Fair enough.
What I always did, I'm someone who would apologise if they're in the wrong. But if when you like, more in like work situations, where you feel like you have to apologise to someone just to keep peace in like office politics. My thing is like, oh, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I just put it on them. I do the reverse apology. Like, I'm not sorry.
I'll say it like slightly, but I'm sorry.
No, I just go, I'm sorry you think that. I'm sorry
that you were wrong and I'm right.
I'm really sorry you have the issue, basically. And that is the end of the game. I don't know who won at that
don't
point.
know me a bit, love.
Sorry.
But Shani, she definitely got a full point and a half. So 1.5 points out of the 4. There we go.
I did okay.
Well done, team.
B-.
Thanks to our guest Malika for coming onto the show. It was really great to learn about her and her music and what she does to stay safe in the studio. Definitely important to make sure that you meet the people you're talking to in real life, and can't wait for lockdown to be finished.
Yes. Speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon.
Raise.
Jazz hands.
If I just hold